Hi, this is Jay Wolf, Public Works Committee.
Andrew.
10, what's today's date, 16?
16.
10/16/23, and we're going to start at 10:55. All right, PM. So anyway, we're gonna start the roll call, which Christine's gonna do. So the only person here it's not here is Alan. All right, so why don't we start it going?
Got the minutes, I think. We didn't meet. The last minutes we have to approve from August.
Right.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the August 2023 minutes from our committee meeting.
One second. So Ken will second. All those approved? Aye. All those against? Abstentions? That passed.
Unanimous.
All right, let's move on. What's next? Where are we here? Pump station upgrade.
Additional funding.
All right.
$136,000.
Anybody want to?
I make a motion to approve the item number 4, 5, and 6 as written in the warning.
Anybody want to second that? So we got a second over here. And all those approved? Aye. Against? Abstentions? That passes unanimously. Wow,
That tells me that'll be the last few minutes. Call me crazy.
Call me nuts. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. All right, so now we go to the next. Oh, the roof.
Can make the motion on that.
Okay, you want to make a motion? Oh, yes.
When you said 25 and 50 minutes,
On the item, the
the
warning.
WPCA,
Yeah.
the 2 roofs, Holland Hill, Business, Stratfield. Those 3, right?
North Stratfield.
North Stratfield.
Okay.
North Stratfield and Holland Hill.
Okay, we just voted to approve all those.
Yes.
It was actually 7 and 8.
Yeah.
So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve items 7 and 8 in the meeting agenda with respect to Holland Hill partial roof replacement and North Stratfield roof replacement projects.
Who wants to second that?
I'll second
Okay, Peter Britton will second that. All those in favor? Aye. Against? Abstentions? Unanimous. All right, so now, we got that. We're number 9. To hear and consider safe and liable streets ordinance. I hope we're not here 1. Anyway, want to make a motion to discuss this? Well, we can have
A motion to bring it before the committee. So,
I'll make a motion to bring it up.
Okay, so Andrew makes the motion to bring it up. Who wants to second that? I'll second that.
okay,
So
now
all
we have
those
discussion.
approve, we're all good. All right, so now we can discuss.
Yeah, so I'll give you guys like my comment on this one. On number 9. That's the
Safe and livable.
Safe and livable street.
Yeah. Did you say ready to approve?
Not ready.
Oh, okay. Here's my opinion on this, and I'm going to be brutally honest with all you guys because one, I think we as a group we've kind of gotten along very well. I think for Bill this has become personal, and I think for Bill this has become personal, and I think he needs to. I think that the personal aspect of it needs to be taken out. When I look at this, I have some concerns, and I've been reading this since it was sent to us, whatever, 2.5 months ago. And again, I'm not an attorney, so I don't understand all the legalese that's in a document like this. But in my going through this document, there are things that I don't understand or didn't understand. I will say, like tonight in the conversation tonight, that did help to clarify some things and give me a better understanding of how some of the mechanics of this document or this ordinance would work. So I feel a little bit more comfortable about things, but there are still other aspects of it that I'm not comfortable with. And I think when you're looking at potential capital expenditures that could be very large, and theoretically, I know there's an exception process, but I don't think the town wants to get into, well, we're not going to do this one and we're going to make an exception, but over on this side of town, we're going to go through with it. I think you want to apply this evenly, and exceptions should only be used in very, very extreme cases. So what you're doing is you're committing the town to tremendous capital expenditures that you don't know what they could potentially be. My advice, or one of the things I would actually recommend, is over the next 12 months, have the complete streets analysis done without an ordinance, so that the members of this body, whoever they may be, have a better idea of exactly where the town stands and what those potential expenses would be. And that's really how I see it. And I do feel, even though we've had it for a couple of months, we've only had a couple of opportunities to ask questions, and I feel like a gun has been put to my head that I have to either approve or reject it. And if somebody puts a gun to my head, I'm going to reject it. And so that's why I just, I don't care what anybody says about who contacted who, when. We are where we are in the process. And I just feel that, we need more time. And similar to the noise ordinance, the first time it was presented, I was a no. But as we went through it a few times, changes were made that got somebody like me comfortable with it, where I could support that. I would like to get to that place with something like this, but I'm not there today, and I'm not going to be there by next Monday. And that's my 2 cents.
Can I ask something? I found, as you know, I'm a newer member to the RTM, and I feel like what's challenging is that it doesn't seem like there's a space for us to have conversations like this, where we can be working on these things together and have the time. Like, this was, in all fairness, presented at the last meeting. And I'm not saying this to cast aspersions. I'm saying this I'd like to figure out a better way, because I don't know why we couldn't have conversations between the September meeting and the October meeting where we could hear, here's something that is a problem. If it were presented like this, it would be more amenable. And then, the co-sponsors could potentially go back to the drawing board and try to integrate, or you join us in trying to figure it out, or offer an amendment next week to say, I'd like to hear if these 3 things were clarified, changed, taken out. It gives us somewhere to go where we can either do the things or say, listen, I hear you, but I don't agree with it. You know what I mean?
No, I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, well, and this is how I see it from a couple of different perspectives. And I do think both our leaderships need to work together a little bit better. How that can happen, I don't know, but I think that's part of it. But Michelle, to your question or to your comment, the reality is, at least for me, a lot of times this is the forum where I can ask my questions, because I got other things that's going on, and which is not to say that if somebody didn't want to have a meeting or something like that. I'm certainly amenable. I think there are also rules with respect to how we can meet. But this is the forum for me, anyway. And I look at it. If it takes 2 meetings or if it takes 10 meetings, if we get to a place where everybody's comfortable with this, then I absolutely will support it. But I'm just
fair analysis or fair comparison here is the noise ordinance, right? I mean, to me, that was probably at least a half a year of different discussions, right? And Jill coming forward with these revisions. And we had a lot of discussion publicly, right, in this room about it, right? And I agree with you. People aren't going home.
To me, it got better as time went on.
Right. And so to me, this is the second time that we've been having an opportunity to discuss this safe streets. And I think, to me, it's very simple. The concept of the safe streets is a no-brainer. There isn't a person in this room, in this town, that doesn't want safer streets, right? So we're coming from a place that everybody is in agreement. Now it's just the details. Now it's a matter of having something that we can all be comfortable with. And that was my comment to Bill, right? I would think he'd want the town attorney and this group, the Republican or even some Democrats or independents, to be on board so that we're all comfortable with it. And I think that's what Ken's saying. I think we all are in the same boat in terms of just giving it enough time so we're comfortable with it. That's and the details. And Karen raises a lot of good issues, tonight, right? And I don't know how many Jim Baldwin and his firm are going to come up with, but we got to let them have the process, right? It's only fair.
And it is definitely personal. You can tell in all the comments that, and he's feeling like this is his last ability to get it through. And I understand, appreciate that too, but we can't, act in a hasty manner because there's pressure on him because he's facing his last meeting next week or whatever. So,
well, I will say in all fairness, I think that there's a lot of pressure because we've had a safe street plan in existence. And we're seeing, since 2018, we've had a policy, and then it needed to be implemented, actualized, and it is to some degree. I think it's probably, judging from the conversation tonight, a little limited if we're only looking at new projects or right. Having said that, I think we're looking at a town that's changed a lot since this policy was even put in place. There are so many more people here, so many more cars on the road. No, our town population has, right, no, my point, I know, but my point is that things have changed dramatically even since then, is all I am saying, because our town has increased in population, in cars, everything. And so, because we are hearing, all of us from constituents, a sense of urgency. Now, having said that, it doesn't necessarily mean that, we don't make something.
I'll respond to that if I can. Yeah, I've been living in these parts since the 70s, right? And Reading Road has been that way from the 50s, from the 40s, right? So the issue of these streets and the danger of these streets has been a consistent problem in this town and the state of Connecticut and in New England and all over here for the last 75 years of my life, right?
I know. I think that's why people are would.
I'm not disputing. There's a lot more cars.
I think because
they're more distracted.
Like you said, it's been an issue for so long. I think people are tired of hearing we need more time. Having said that, I fully appreciate what you're saying, and I would like, for myself personally, I'm not suggesting there's anything that can be done between now and next week, but if there were, let's just say you had some things, just to at least offer an opportunity to try to finesse the ordinance, I would personally appreciate hearing it.
It takes far more work than it can be done in a week, and I think it turns to attorney.
I hear you, Karen, and I am not suggesting it would be successful, but what I am asking is that
I've got a trial scheduled myself. I'm not going to have the time to dedicate to the next 7 days.
And the town has changed. But the big thing that I do here, and Liz actually made the point on it, is to me the biggest complaints that I hear are going through stop signs. Like you come to the four-way stops, and you'll see that guy, and you see the person like running because they know you're going to get there first, but they want to get ahead of you. It's the stuff like that. It's speeding coming into town over the hill from Westport. So it's like traffic enforcement violations. To your specific questions, like, is there anything that could be done between now and next Monday that would get me to support this? I just don't think so, because I do want to hear Attorney Baldwin's review. I do think it is very important in any kind of legislative process for whatever body to understand where the differences are between existing policy and, you know, law in essence that you're going to put in place. Because you could wind up in a situation, and I actually see this in my line of work. You'll get a law will be passed, like the SEC has their say on certain regulations, the Fed will have their certain say, and they're both legal with full authority to do so, but they contradict, right? And so I don't want us to get to a point where we pass something and then we find out, okay, well this contradicts here. What do we do?
That's going to happen because attorneys just give opinion. That's why they go to court.
No. Opinions, and they're trained in the interpretation of legislation.
And the attorneys can find that out and let you know right off the top if that's the case.
Right. I don't think we're going to agree with the last one.
Yeah,
Okay.
with the points out there.
That's
enough. We made the point.
Okay.
So why don't we just, what do you want to do?
I think we make a motion to vote.
We need to vote on that.
Right, and then there's a motion on the table to vote to approve the motion, so we need to vote on that.
So we
Yeah, we need to vote in the committee.
So we've made the motion.
Yeah.
So all in
all in
favor,
favor?
say aye. Aye. Those opposed?
Nay.
And then,
Abstention?
4 and 3.
I think I can vote. Can I vote for Alice Thoreau?
No, we're on recording.
no, you may not.
Oh, is there anybody on there? No.
Nobody wants to vote.
It's just, we're
All right, I
we're just
make a
missing
motion
Alex.
to adjourn.
Who wants to second that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.